everyone, Saturn Productions here, and guess what? Scott is looking back into FNaF console ports. Would you look at that? My prayers have finally been answered. But in all seriousness, I am super excited for this. Even just hearing the idea of them brought up in this most recent Steam post made me excited. In fact, that's why I'm making this video, because it's not completely irrelevant anymore like it was a few months ago. Now, I've talked a little bit about what I like to see in these ports before, and now I've decided to break it down a little bit more and add some more of my opinions. Alright, let's start with the basics. As I said in my previous video, I prefer these to be more similar to ports than complete remakes. Luckily, I may get my wish. Scott called off the ports because they weren't exactly like he imagined, and they weren't close enough to the original games. This could mean that we could expect something more similar to the classic games. I expected the graphics to be redesigned in 3D models, and it would run on a 3D engine like Unity or Unreal. The basic mechanics would still be the same, with the cameras and the doors, and it wouldn't be completely 3D like the Joy of Creation. It would just have better graphics and more convincing depth. Let's get into the actual game. I'd like to see the game have controller controls, especially if it comes out on my preferred platform of release, Nintendo Switch. That has touch control opportunities as well, and I much prefer a controller. The layout could be something like this, with triggers for doors and lights, left thumbstick to look, right thumbstick to rotate cameras, and other buttons for bringing up cameras, using flashlights, and playing audio, etc. This could work for the first 3 games. FNaF 4 would have a much simpler controller scheme, but Sister Location and Pizza Simulator are where things get tricky. I would expect a cursor-like system, with a possible lock-on to nearby things to select, such as keypads and vents. The other office-based gameplay could be more similar to the FNaF 1 through 3 controller scheme. People have wondered how switching cameras would work with a controller. Well, there are a few ways that I see it possible. See how the FNaF 1 map kind of resembles a circle? Well, swiveling a thumbstick in a full 360 degrees will rotate the camera in this way. It would go here, 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 and here. A sharper jab in the direction with the thumbstick would switch only one camera at a time. Almost all the FNaF maps work like this, except FNaF 3. Anyway, the game would most likely have to give players a bit more buffering time where the animatronics wouldn't attack, to make up for the non-instantaneous camera switching. Anyway, the second way is to use the D-pad as an extra. The thumbstick could rotate cameras quickly, but in the options menu, you could set which cameras you'd like faster access to be on your D-pad. Say you wanted to have Pirate Cove easily accessible so you could keep an eye on Foxy? Set it to a direction on your D-pad so you could instantly see it instead of having to swivel and switch through many cameras to find it. The next subject is the overall game. I would, of course, include all 6 games. Here's the mock-up menu I made to show how it could be done. I also put in a lot of work making these icons, which you pretty much just click after you leave the main menu screen and decide to pick a game to play. Each game would have all the content from the originals. Now onto my favorite part of this, the story mode. The story mode would basically be like a campaign, where you'd be able to play through all 6 games in order. To make it feel different from each game, there would have to be a few challenges. The campaign would of course have several save slots, so you could start a new campaign save file even if you were in the middle of one. To make it different, I was thinking it would be cool to have lives. You'd start with 15 lives, and each time you died you would lose a life. Also, each time you beat a game, there are 6, you'd reach a save location where if you lost all your lives, you'd be able to restart from there. Additionally, to spice things up, there would be a shop you'd have access to after each night. Beating a night would give you coins, and beating a night with fewer deaths would give you extra in-game money. You could also earn money by finding and completing secrets like minigames. Also, in the campaign, you'd only play through the first 5 nights. The 6th night would be optional in each game, but beating it would give you tons of cash. It'd be a high risk, high reward. Anyway, the shop would sell things that could aid you, such as extra power, a sped up clock, the ability to skip an hour or 2, and extra lives. You could only hold 2 or 3 items at a time, and would have the option to use them for each night. This could add a lot of gameplay to the story mode. The story is one of the things that I want most in these ports. Final thing to discuss, the achievements. I'd like to see a list of achievements for each game, by adding a goal to each one. Here's a list that I made. Beating nights and finding secrets would be a sure way to get an achievement. Well, that's about all I had to talk about in this video. But to be honest, I could talk about FNaF forever. It is definitely one of my favorite, more consistent game series. Actually, one more thing. Scott confirmed a new office for the Ultimate Custom Night. That's why I included the Ultimate Custom Night as a different thing in the FNaF menu. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am currently working on a FNaF fan game called That Night at Grover's. If you want updates on it, be sure to check my social media. I'll be sure to see you in my next video.